Hi everybody, I'm Brian Gililland with the Okie Show Show, and I'm guest hosting today's episode of Uncovering Oklahoma. Today, we are checking out OKC Improv. Come along, won't you? For anyone who's never seen improv before, and like maybe they have a reference of like I've seen Who's Line Is It Anyway,
Sure.
Or maybe like I've watched SNL or something like that. How would you sell an OKC Improv show?
I probably would sell it the best by saying you're gonna come, you're gonna grab a drink at the bar, possibly if that's your thing, and you are going to literally watch a bunch of people have fun on stage, and you're gonna laugh with them. You're gonna see, you're gonna find yourself pulled into wonderful moments, sometimes literally on stage.
Our love is like Harry and Meghan. We no longer need a queen.
Pop that in your brain. Pop that in your brain. Very good. What you got?
Sam, our love is like Harry and Meghan. I love you enough that I'm ready to move out of my mom's house.
But then sometimes just from your seat where you're like pulled into like, why am I laughing at this? That's hilarious. Like that, I never ever thought about that, you know. And you're gonna be amazed by the magic of improv. As holistic as that sounds, it's like this wonderful thing that you're watching. You also get the fun of watching people build something on stage together.
Yeah.
So like when we do an improvised musical, you know this was not a
When you do an
scripted
improvised
thing.
musical, my
Right.
brain explodes. First of all.
Exactly.
You perform here pretty regularly as a troupe. What's that like being a troupe performing on this stage?
It's awesome. Like having a stage that you could, like a home stage, if you will, like a home field, is incredible. It's like the best feeling because you get your reps in, you get to try new things that you normally wouldn't. Because when you're touring, you kind of have to do the best of the best. And not that we're not giving our best here, it's just that we get to do more experimental stuff because we have every week. We have every week to refine it. And it's a great space. And it's huge, it's a huge stage, because sometimes the stages that you perform on when you're touring are tiny.
Or in y'all's case, because you guys perform in front of conventions and stuff, sometimes it's so massive.
It's so massive that you don't really get to do anything because you have to wait for 300 people to stop talking.
Everyone shut up! So that we can improvise!
Yeah, and that's what she said. Yeah, and you just have to sit on.
The hecklers are amplified.
Yeah, and also drowned out. But it's awesome. It's wonderful that they have a home now, and I love. I mean, I live in Dallas now, and I still come back to perform on this stage.
So you drive all the way up from Dallas for this stage?
Yeah, for this stage. It's like I would call it like an improv playground. Like as far as like you have a doorway, you have a window, you have a crowd that's there that's just gonna eat it up. Because sometimes in like other comedy venues, like they can be a little more judgmental, a little bit harsher, like, I dare you to make me laugh. Here they're just like, I'm here to have a good time. And so you're never gonna have that awkward, like, I dare you to make me laugh right now. And so the crowds that come here are amazing. You have the plaza, so whenever you're done, you get to go hang out. And two, it's just a good sized venue. It's huge, but it's not too huge to where you feel just like disconnected from them, but at the same time you still get a good amount of people in here, and the lights are great, the people that run it are great, everything about it from stem to stern. When you enter the room to when you leave, it's like a good experience. So I love it.
Awesome.
I know.
It's on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10 and a half. What kind of classes do you guys teach here at OKCI?
So we have a pretty wide range of classes. Almost all of them are improv related. We've got levels, which are kind of the bulk of our classes, so it's how people learn the art form of improv. Then we've got different workshops. We bring in improvisers from all over the nation to come and teach workshops, and then we also are starting to do some sketch workshops and classes as well.
Ooh, okay, very, very cool. So is there like an age limit for anybody that's wanting to get involved and like try improv for the first time?
So we have classes for adults, 18 plus. We have had adults of all ages, all the way up into the 80s, come and take our classes
and
here.
Ancient?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And we do have scholarships for people who are advanced in age that want to come and take improv, and our scholarship information is on our website.
Okay.
And we also have a kids camp that we do during the summer and a teen class that we do in the fall.
What is different about OKC Improv and being here in the Plaza District that makes you guys stand out?
In terms of like where we used to be and things like that, or you mean like what?
Kind of like in the grand scheme of like all the different stuff that we have available to us in OKC. You know, we have comedy clubs.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But I think this is like the only improv theater that we have.
Yeah, it's like, in terms of being a theater, it's the only improv theater that we have here. And I think what makes it stick out the most is that, for one, it's very welcoming, and like not only for the community itself and the people that are performing. Obviously, you have to be in a creative, safe space to even perform these shows, but the audience also feels that, and they come like not to be judged. I joke all the time and say, like, you know, when you go to a comedy show, most of the time you're like, oh God,
Yeah, be careful that front row, man.
Nobody wants to sit up front. Nobody wants to have that.
See comedy and not be judged.
Exactly. And so the audience feels like that safe space, that safe creative space as well. They want to laugh with you. They know that it's improv and that you're making it up. And so they give you that grace of everything not being like perfect, because it's not like scripted perfect.
Right.
But when they see the things that you're creating on stage and the laughter that you're doing, I think that's what's very appealing to people as well. The fact that you can have a show that does feel very theatrical with no set design at all. You know, you sit down the right way in a chair and you're like, this is a jail cell, and the audience absolutely believes you because you're selling it that hard. So I think that's really great. I think the shows themselves always create some sort of discussion that you can have, whether it be silly or ridiculous, after the shows as well. That's kind of one of the reasons why I call it such a great date spot, because you don't just have to sit there for 2 hours and not say anything, you know, like you would if you had to go to a play or a movie or something like that.
We also have a family-friendly show.
Ooh, yeah.
Once a month. It's the second Saturday of every month. So it's an all-ages show. Anybody can come. And we've also done sensory accessible shows. Yes.
Okay, explain that.
So, for example, children or adults that might have anything on the Asperger's or autism spectrum, or people that are triggered by loud noises or lights, or they're worried about the experience, they can come into an environment. We'll have the lights up. Everyone will be aware that that's what's happening. And
I love all of this. This is so cool. This is so much far more beyond than just like, let's have a good let's make some jokes.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Absolutely. We're a nonprofit, and we're really about supporting the community, and we take internships, and some of our interns right now are emerging adults out of foster care, and we really try to provide opportunities for the community to live life through laughter and, you know, improve their lives in some way.
So how do you think that you guys have grown from the days of Ghostlight, from those early days to this? Like, what are some of the changes that have happened?
A lot of the changes were actually things that the vision was there even way back then, because I remember going to like what we have we'll call improv jams, where a bunch of people get together and we all just play a bunch of fun, improv games and things like that together. And I remember going to my first one and talking to Eric Webb, who was one of the founders, and them showing people like, these are blueprints that we have. If we had our own theater, here's what it would look like. And so seeing that then, and then us being obviously in our own space now, is like so mind-blowing and really cool.
Because I'm sure like in the moment whenever you guys were first conceiving the idea, you were like, someday.
Yeah, exactly.
Some magical
It'll
day.
happen. Not sure how it's gonna happen, not sure which way it's gonna come from, but we just hope someday it happens. And so we ended up making that happen, and I think that's obviously one of the big differences, that we have a building now, but also like a board of directors is another thing that we've always wanted to have, especially before then. We were shooting for nonprofit status, but the paperwork never was getting completely processed, and so we were just like constantly pushing to try to get that, because it's not easy to do. And so we finally got that nonprofit status, which helped us a lot, and now we're like being able to do good in the community, and it's so much more than just performing. I think that's been a big growth for us. One of the biggest growths is not having to share with like other theaters like we've had to do in the past. So you can literally say, you can say to people,
you ask us if you want to be in here.
every Friday and Saturday we have shows, right? And every Friday and Saturday at 7:30, 9:30.
You guys have been performing as a troupe. You guys have been performing since the Ghostlight days. We were just talking to Kendon about back in the Ghostlight days. Like, what's that been like as a troupe, seeing that kind of gradual progression?
It's almost a surreal experience, because we have kind of grown up with OKCI. So we were there in Ghostlight when we were also a new young troupe.
We were all young and stupid.
Young and stupid, so I'm making all these choices that are like, oh, you're that guy.
Well, it's kind of cool that like this place has really, like just OKC Improv as an organization has kind of been able to hone crafts and like you've gotten to grow. You get to look back on those videos and go, no.
Oh man, that's what I was doing back then? Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh.
And at the same time, it's like, it's cool and you feel invested, like there's an investment level where we've been here since the beginning and then we get to be here when they finally, like everything's come together. Like this is 10 years plus of work has led to this venue and people should know about it and people are knowing about it and showing up to these shows. Like they just had a full show and I was like, that's
Full
awesome.
house.
Yeah, full house.
It's been a full house like every single time I've come here.
Yeah.
It's always a full
and
house.
that's a rarity. Like
Right?
I have venues in Dallas that can't claim that. And
That's awesome.
we've had an improv community for ages and they still can't claim that. Here it's like you guys are having full solo shows. That's an amazing thing and it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. So you guys are teaching classes here. Do you guys do some outreach within the education area?
So we do. We do workshops for Alzheimer's caregivers, and we've also started.
That's awesome.
Yeah, to help. It's a really great art form to help. It's very therapeutic, and it opens up a new form of communication for the caregivers to have with their loved ones because they kind of get to live in the same world for however long.
That's really, really cool.
Yes, and we also have started doing veteran workshops as well.
Okay, so if somebody's wanting to sign up for a class, where do they go?
OKCimprov.com or tickets.okcimprov.com.
Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to check out more about OKC Improv at okcimprov.com. And then you can learn more about me and the Okie Show Show at okieshowshow.com, or you can visit me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Okie Show Show. Y'all have a great day.
Keep my answers short and concise. Short and concise.
If you could, yes, I'm just gonna ask you what yes and no questions.
Yeah.
So do you like being here?
Yeah.
And are you excited to go up on stage?
Nah.
Are you gonna continue improv after tonight?
Nah.
Can we just sit here staring at each other awkwardly?
Just smile.
Do you have anything that you would like to say?
Look us
either
up
to
at-
me or to the camera?
I have a couple things to say to you.
You say what you want to say.
I miss you. Look us up at takeoneimprov.com. Also, it's Pallas on social media. And Take One Improv, you know. I love you. My back. Fall on the mic, Mike. Fall on the mic. All right, I gotta warm up.